and welcome to Media Hunters. My name is Pari Lakiani, and this is Akil Emanuel.
Today we're going to be discussing local news versus global news.
We visited a public access station, Montgomery Community Media, and asked a few people their opinions. We also asked if they would rather work at a global news station.
When you write about local news, you know you are writing about the things that people actually truly care about. Global news, national news, occasionally you'll get lucky and maybe you'll get a story that everybody cares about, but almost everything I write affects somebody somewhere. And I know that because of the comments we get on Facebook and on our website, from the people I meet on the street, for the people who talk to me about who've seen my articles. You almost always have something that people will sit back and think about and want to do something about for their community.
Next, we asked Jimmy Albert, their studio supervisor, if the same technology that is used in global news is used in local news.
The answer is no, since we don't often do what are called remotes, being in a remote location or somewhere other than here, and getting the footage back here through whatever means that might be. Satellite, internet, etc. That we don't do. The affiliates around here, that's their bread and butter, and of course the national news is like that also.
I think local news stories are definitely more important than global news stories because you can really take what's happening on the global level and you could really hone in on our local community and how global issues affect certain communities. And also too, we live in Montgomery County. I don't think I care too much about what's going on in Beijing, China right now, but I care about what's happening right here, right now in Montgomery County. So for me, local news and local media is definitely more important than global media.
Next, we talked to the CEO, Nanette Hobson, and asked her, since less people are watching local news, how does that affect Montgomery Community Media?
Well, I actually disagree with the premise of the question. I don't think less people are watching local news. I think people are consuming more local news than ever before. They're just not watching it the way that they used to. I do think that fewer people are watching local news programs as they air on a schedule on their television sets than they did before. But I think that people are consuming more news than they ever did because it comes to them. The news comes to your phone, it comes to your tablet, it comes to your desktop, and so you're more aware of local news than ever before. The platforms in which you consume that news are constantly evolving and changing. And the audience now is in charge of what platforms that they use. They don't have to wait for a 4, 5, or 6 p.m. newscast to get their news. So I think that the idea that folks are actually getting more news means that they're actually interested in local news, and I think that they appreciate the fact that there aren't as many news outlets as there used to be, and hopefully they'll want to invest in an organization like ours that is fighting hard to help them have hyper-local news about their neighborhoods, their schools, their elected officials, more than ever before.
In conclusion, local news is here to stay, and people are using technology to their advantage to watch local news.
Thank you for watching Media Hunters. See you in our next episode.
Good morning, Rockville High School. This is Miss Benson. Please turn on your televisions and switch them to channel 36 for the morning announcements. Thank you.
Good morning, Rockville. I'm James Pierre.
And I'm Andrew Snyder.
Today is November 8, 2013, and here's your morning motivation.
Never let success get to your head, and never let failure get to your heart.
Before the announcements, let's talk about the Redskins game, Andrew. How'd you like that game?
That was disappointing, if you ask me, James. It was a 1-7 team playing a 3-5 team, and we just couldn't score in the fourth quarter. It was disappointing and embarrassing to watch.
Very good. Now on to the announcements. If you missed anything on today's broadcast, check out our slideshow. It will run all day so you can get updated between lunch or between classes. And happy birthday to our media specialist, Ms. Weiss. She just turned 29. Go up to the media center and wish her a happy birthday. Attention all students who drive to school. Starting Monday, November 4th, the first double row in the front lot closest to the building will be designated for staff only. Students will be able to park in the other student-designated areas in the front lot. Students will also be able to park in the back to the right of the stadium. Remember, all students parking on school grounds must have an MCPS hang tag. This is a reminder that if you do not have an MCPS hang tag, you are subject to ticketing or towing. Applications are still available in the finance office before school, during school, and after school. All students who are participating in the Salisbury University tour are reminded to be at Rockville no later than 5:45 a.m. for a departure at 6 a.m. Make sure you check with your teachers concerning any homework assignments you will miss. Get ready to help needy families. The SGA and the sophomore class will be kicking off a food drive November 6th through November 20th to benefit needy families for the city of Rockville. The grade that collects the most food will win $100 from the SGA to spend on class events. Our goal is 100 items per grade. Let's feed our local families in need. Yearbooks are on sale now. Buy your yearbook now at yearbookforever.com. Yearbooks are $78 through December 19th. See Ms. Khan in room 2019 for details. Don't miss out. Attention all students. There will be an initial interest meeting for the Green Team on Wednesday, November 13th in room 2027. Lunch will be provided.
Attention students, are you a performer, poet, artist, dancer, or maybe you're in a group that wants to showcase their talent? If you're interested in performing at a school event on December 5th, please see Mrs. Sobers in the main office during lunch or after school for more information. The Rampage staff invite you to run the Rampage 5K and 1 Mile Family Fun Run on Saturday, November 23rd at 8 a.m. Registrations must be received by the end of the day, Wednesday, November 13th, to guarantee a race t-shirt. Forms are on the RHS website in the main office and outside room 2033. Forms can be turned into the main office or Miss Nassau. Checks should be made out to RHS. You can also register online at active.com, keyword Rampace 5K. Attention all students interested in participating in the mock trial this year. There will be a mandatory meeting for all players on Thursday, November 14th.